What's up guys, Swainosaurus here, and today I'll be bringing you another Diablo 3 video, this time on my wizard. As you can see below, I'll be showing off my new cold build, and I will also be showing off my new demonic essence run for patch 1.0.7. Quickly, I'll go through my build before I start the run. For my first skill, I use Ray of Frost with Sleet Storm, does good AoE DPS, chills targets for cold-blooded, but the range isn't great, but it's basically free with all of the arcane power regen I have. Blizzard with Unrelenting Storm, that's the main skill of the build. It does very good damage over a big area and slows for cold-blooded. Can't complain about anything that does. Frostnova with Deep Freeze, the extra crit chance is very nice for extra DPS, and it helps proc critical mass more to get more Frost Novas up. Familiar with Sparkflint for a flat damage increase, magic weapon with blood magic, flat damage increase, and then extra lifesteal for more survivability, and then energy armor with prismatic armor for extra survivability. You can use ice armor in this to get more from your cold damage increase. Use it with jagged ice for a lot of damage, but I feel that energy armor is better for the survivability. For my passives, I use critical mass for more frost novas, astral presence to get more arcane power regen, so I can cast Ray of Frost more, and the maximum arcane power offsets the loss from energy armor, and then cold-blooded because I use cold skills to do my damage. Now the build is done, I will go into the run. First I start in Black Canyon Mines and do a full loop, then go into Vault of the Assassin, which you need to have the checkpoint for before you go into this run properly, and then clear that out and rinse and repeat. I do this run because it only takes about 10 minutes and you can get a lot of elites. I think the max you can get is about 10. It could be more, could be about 12. I haven't really counted. I should really put my buffs up now. That's probably why I almost died just. These sand wasps can get annoying, but they're fairly easy once you lock them down. Black Canyon Mines can have up to 4 elites in. I just go here first to try and get some Nephilim Valor stacks before I go into Vault of the Assassin, which is where you get the main amount of your demonic essences, because in the short time that you're in there you kill a lot of elites. There's no reason after this to go anywhere else to get more Nephilim Valor stacks, because everywhere else would just be a waste of time. It's just more efficient to clear out Vault of the Ancients after you've got whatever Nephilim Valor stacks you have from Black Canyon Mines. If you get lucky and get the 4 elites here, you can get very good drops straight away from Vault of the Assassin, which is where I'm going to go to now. For this build, a couple of pieces of gear are quite necessary. The first is a pair of Frostburn gauntlets. They give you increased cold damage and increased cold skill damage. With this build, as obviously our 2 damaging abilities are cold abilities, they really help because they increase the damage of cold skills by 30%. They're also quite cheap because I managed to pick 29% increased cold skill damage ones up for about 35k, and that's on EU, so if you're on US it's probably even cheaper. I probably shouldn't stand in the molten explosions. So yep, you just do a full circle of this place. Takes about 6 or 7 minutes. You can get, from my knowledge, up to about 8 elite packs here. So that's almost to a minute if you get lucky, as I think you may even be able to get more than 8. Teleporter, Desecrator, Illusionist, Vortex. Very easy elite pack. With this build, with the amount of lifesteal I have, Desecrate does no damage really. The other piece of necessary gear is a slow two-handed weapon with lots of lifesteal. The slow weapon is for the extra weapon damage, for your skills to do more, and the lifesteal is because you won't be chain freezing things with this build like Critical Mass can do, so you need lifesteal to stay alive. Because as you can see, just with Blizzard and Ray of Frost, I heal a substantial amount if I'm hitting a couple of targets. As you can see there, when there was 2 things alive, I healed for 5,801. There is one thing in this run that this build has a problem with, and it is elite Blazing Guardians. The Blazing Guardians do a pool of fire on the floor, which is, to my knowledge, very unbalanced. The damage it does, as it does more than Desecrate does, it does around the same as 2 or 3 stacks of Desecrate on the floor, and it's a normal monster ability. The problem with it is to do your most damage, you have to stand still to channel Ray of Frost, and if you stand still in them pools, you will die very, very quickly, even if you have high resists, so you need to get out of them as soon as possible. These Mage Wraiths are also quite difficult, as they slow down your attacks and your movement speed, and if they corner you, you're pretty much dead, unless you're on monster power 0. I find that this build, however, is good at farming any monster power, because it's a bit of a middle ground between Archon and Critical Mass. It has the good farm speed of Archon, well, it's less than Archon, but it's still better than Critical Mass, with still the ability of doing higher monster powers that Critical Mass can do, but Archon can't. Also, I find this build more fun than Archon, and more fun than Critical Mass, because Critical Mass you have to pay more attention and spam a lot more buttons to chain freeze, to keep your diamond skin up, etc. And it's more fun than Archon because you're not just walking around pressing one button to kill things. One thing I haven't tried in this build is diamond skin, because it gives you added survivability, but I don't know if Frost Nova is better for the damage it gives you as well as extra survivability. I may have to try that, and if it's better I will create another video or comment on this video on how I can improve the build with diamond skin. There's the damage from Blazing Guardians coming in. If you guys have any comments on this build or think that it's useless, please leave a comment down below. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe and like the video for further ones. The next one I should be coming out with will either be the start of my Skyrim challenge let's play, or it will be a build guide for the Barbarian. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet. I'm thinking of it being a weapon throw Barbarian build, because that's the most imaginative build I think that's the word that I can think of at the minute. If you guys can think of a different build for me to use, again, please either message me or leave it in the comments below. I'll try your build out, and if it works, I'll use it. Pick up all these rares, because as I said in my first video, I don't have much money, and picking up all the rares can help get some money back, even if they're not the quote-unquote big money rares like rings, necks and gloves. You can still vendor them or salvage them for parts. Anyway, looks like I'm coming to the end of this run. Just killed this last pack of Blazing Guardians, which will be fun, as I said earlier. Electrified, knockback, missile dampening. Plague missile dampening isn't bad. With the extra damage that was put onto Plague with the new patch, it can become quite bad if you stand in a couple of stacks of it. Missile dampening doesn't affect this build at all because Blizzard isn't classed as a missile, even though things are falling from the air. And knockback helps you keep out of the plagued, so it's actually beneficial. Anyway, that is the end of the run. As you saw, lots of elite packs, few minutes, means lots of demonic essence. This has been my wizard code build and demonic essence run, and with that I am out.